Good evening, welcome to the Guy Cater Show. I'm Guy Cater and I'm going to be introducing you to some remarkable characters. On the show tonight we have a fantastic ventriloquist, Steve London, and you're going to see the remarkable comedy of country music star Kevin Greaves. Kevin, really good to have you here, mate.
Great to be, mate. Yeah, great to be here.
Well, you and I have been friends for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And I've always enjoyed your singing and your musicianship, but of course, being me, I've enjoyed your comedy most of all.
Well, thank you. I stole most of it from you. But
where did the comedy come from?
Well, my dad, really. He always said, you know, don't just sing at an audience, entertain them. And because he was, you know, real famous for telling his stories and that sort of thing. And I just, you know, I still use a lot that he used to tell. Yeah, I mean, and still funny. People laugh, you know, and say, why get rid of them?
Yeah, exactly. And you do impressions as well.
Oh, yeah, just a very few. You know, but I tell them who I am before I do the impression.
But you don't need to, because there's people like Johnny Cash and.
Yeah, you got to find somebody that has a signature voice that everybody knows, and you know, and just go with that. You know, so yeah, people like Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson and, you know, Waylon Jennings and that sort of thing in the country field.
Yes, and country people know who they are.
Yeah, but I do it using fun music or comedy. It's not doing a real song. It's all working into a comedic ending.
You had 14 years in the United States. You worked Vegas and the Grand Ole Opry. Did you get any humour from there?
Yeah, the Grand Ole Opry is famous for always having comedians on. Minnie Pearl was one of the greatest, and they have Mike Schneider as present day. He's a great bluegrass musician, but very, very funny. And then you had guys like Johnny Russell, who he wrote "They're Gonna Put Me in the Movies."
Oh yeah,
you know, he wrote that. But he used to finish off the Opry each night, and would run overtime. And because he had all this comedy stuff, he had great stuff. And he took over from Marty Robbins, who was very funny. He
yes.
used to do that. They couldn't get him off the stage. So yeah, the Opry was a because it's a radio show, so it had to be entertaining as well. And
so did any of these comics influence you?
Mike Schneider a little bit. One of the later ones. Because I tried to go from, especially over there, using the Kiwi accent and surprise them by doing a sort of, because he was from West Tennessee, East Tennessee, around Knoxville way, and you know, they talk like this, and it's like, howdy y'all, and so you know, you got to put on the accent, which makes it a little bit funnier.
Yes, particularly New Zealanders.
Yeah.
Of course, your country, and that usually means nice and pure, but you did make an album that was a little bit different.
Yeah.
You want to hear about this?
Well, I used to play late in some bars in Nashville, and when probably after midnight or so, you know, a lot of I'd start doing some down under humour, and I had to change it somewhat so they would understand, the American audiences would understand. And then there was a guy in there one night I got to know who come to me and said, look, we're making some albums, they're going into all the truck stops throughout the USA, and he said, would you do a comedy album for us? And I said, well, sure. And I said, but I don't want to use my name, Kevin Greaves. We'll use a you know, pseudonym sort of thing, and it was going to be Kevin Crude, spelt with K's, you know. That was going to be what it was called, and so we did the thing. Went to the recording studio and recorded all these different songs, and they called me up one day, said, oh, it's all ready, it's all done, and I said, because I didn't want to use my picture on the front, they were going to use this cartoon thing.
Yes.
So it was all good. Well, so he said, we've got a few copies to pick up. So I went over to his house and went in and picked up these things, and it was a special. It had a CD and a cassette. It was back in the 90s, and cassettes, and it was for the truckers. So they had I called it a home and away package, and but on the front cover It was about like this long, and it had my head, which was superimposed over a nude body, which wasn't
Male, I hope.
male, yeah, and not very stacked, pretty wimpy, and I was in bed with a kangaroo, and the thing was called Down Under and Dirty. I'm like going, ah! So, but anyway, so it was supposed to be released, and cut a long story short, that record company owned a movie script, and this movie company wanted it. It was about a black country girl singer, and they wanted the movie script, so they bought the whole record company. So the CDs or the albums none of them ever got released. Apparently, there's thousands of them sitting in some storage bin over there. So I'm actually trying to get the rights to release it. I'll repackage it, I think, but so I'm hoping that I can get the rights to release that here in New Zealand soon.
I guess some of the songs are a little bit rough.
Yeah, they were kind of X-rated. Some of them, yeah. Some were just funny, clever, because a lot of times over there the audiences aren't that receptive to. I mean, there are a lot of audience. I actually did quite a few comedy clubs, and because in there you can do whatever you like.
Yes.
But I was with mixed audiences and nightclubs and bars and that sort of thing, and did a lot of places like county fairs and that, where there's a lot of children around. So you have to pick material that, of course, not going to offend people. So and that's one of the hardest things in comedy, as you know, is to find humour that is clean and funny.
Well, at the moment you're touring around with people like Eddie Lowe and Suzanne Lynch, the lovely Susie. How much comedy do you do in those shows?
I do quite a bit because they're all great singers and all that stuff. So I'm trying to be the point of difference in the show, and so I just do my thing, and you try and make them laugh. When they walk out that door, I want them going out smiling and think, we had a great night tonight, and I want them to remember that they had a good laugh, and yeah. That's
great. Would you ever think of going out and just doing a comedy act?
Not now. I did for a little while, and when I was living over there, I started going to a comedy club up in Louisville, Kentucky, and the guy really liked what I was doing, and so he was booking me, and the problem was at the end of my part, there'd be three comedians in the one night. You have the opening act, who was also the MC. You got the featured act, which I normally was the guy in the middle, and then you had the headliner. And by the end of the show, people in the audience were yelling out, "Just sing a normal song," because they hear me singing. So I'd sing a normal song, and that in the end they said, "Oh, you can't do that." I would say I stopped doing it. Basically, I wanted to do what I wanted to do. Basically, yeah.
Well, going back 30 odd years, you and I toured around New Zealand.
I was about 17, I think.
We had three ladies with us. You probably remember. They used to dance, and they became so hot they took off their clothes. And these were men's smokos.
Yeah, smoke concerts. They're a lost art now. They're stag. I guess they call them stag nights these days. But
yes.
Once again, I remember going with my dad to the old smokos, and some great performers around in those days in the 70s, 70s, early 80s, and they sort of lost that. They don't do them so much anymore.
Yeah, the girls just sort of complimented the show. They weren't a major part of it, were they?
No, they just, all the boys, all the guys would hoop and holler, and they do their thing. But I think they enjoyed the entertainment, the comedy as much as anywhere. And actually, one of the first time I ever got a standing ovation was when you and I did the St. John's Club in Wanganui.
Oh, I remember that. I didn't get a standing ovation.
And I just I'd done like an hour of comedy or something or other, and just they went no, I never. That was my first time of having that sort of adulation. It was kind of cool. All guys.
All guys, yes, yeah. Now most of your comedy is either impressions or singing comedy. and you do jokes, brilliant jokes.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of doing more observational humour like the stand-up comics of today?
No. No, yeah. Once again, in the States, they call it street jokes or street comedy, and I just like to find funny stories, and I mould them around, you know, and I'll pick somebody out of the audience and use them and create, you know. It's all fabricated, but most of the people in the audience think it's all true.
Yes.
You know, it's little stupid little things like, you know, I've got a little baby, you know, I've got a son now, he's
Lucas,
just 5 years old, and I tell people, you know, I came back from the USA, got married, had a baby, but not quite in that order. And but you know, when he was born, he was had a few problems. He was actually born with a broken arm.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, we tried to hang on till we got married, you know, and you know, stuff like that. And people really think he was born with a broken arm.
Oh,
you know.
I see. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Because actually, when he was born, truthfully, he did have a few problems, and he was actually born with no eyelids, and that's
Really?
terrible. Yeah, I went straight to the doctor and said, "What the hell are we going to do?" And he said, "Well." He said, "We haven't circumcised him yet, we could do a skin graft." I said, "Well, don't be stupid, it'd make him cockeyed, wouldn't it?" And he said, "Well, you better think of the foresight he'll have, you know." So, but, yeah, so it's, you know, you use things and mould them into your own situation, using the right punchlines, and
Right.
that's what it becomes.
Well, we're actually going to experience a little bit of your musical comedy, aren't we?
Well, if you really want to.
We really want to.
Well, you ask me if I love you, and if my love is true. Well, if I was a rich man, here's what I'd do. I'd buy you a diamond ring, a new fur coat or two. If my nose was running money, I'd blow it all on you. If my nose is running money, I'd blow it all on you. I'd buy you a Cadillac and a new Mercedes too. I'd build you a mansion up on that mountaintop if my nose was running money, but honey, it's not. If my nose was running money, you'd have everything you please. Anytime you wanted cash, all I'd have to do is sneeze. Honey, you'd win the lottery every time I had a cold or flu. If my nose was running money, I'd blow it all on you. It's a booger of a problem I've got. I wish my nose was running money, but it's not. I'd buy you a diamond ring and a new fur coat or two. If my nose was running money, I'd blow it all on you. If my nose was running money, I'd blow it all on you.
Oh, Kev, that was
That's a
absolutely
love song from a
wonderful, mate. Thank you so much indeed. And it's been a real pleasure having you here on the Guy Cater Show.
Hey, and it's a pleasure to be here with you, and good luck with the rest of the series.
How long have we known each other? How long have we been friends?
Oh, 70-something.
70-something.
Yeah, I met you at a school. You were doing a St. Paul's school thing, and I was with Lou Clawson from Lou and Simon.
Yes, of course.
So that was a long time
Well, it's
ago.
been a long time. It's a real thrill to have you on the show. Thanks, mate.
Cheers.
Kevin Greaves. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kevin. And now, as promised, here comes Steve London with his wonderful magical friends. Steve London, good to see you. I can't shake your hand. May I shake yours, ma'am?
Yeah, of course you can, darling.
Thank you.
You realise that means we're married, doesn't it?
Oh dear, as long as you don't need to have children.
Yeah, okay.
Steve, you're from Palmerston North?
Palmerston North, yep.
Yeah, good old Palmy. And,
old Palmy.
How long have you been a ventriloquist?
Since I was 13,
13.
12 actually.
How
13.
did you start?
Mum and Dad gave my brother and I puppets for Christmas one year, marionettes. We started doing shows. The following year we were asked to, we were doing a show at Book Week in the library, and someone from the local kindergarten came up and said, oh, will you do a show for our Christmas party? So we said, yeah. And they said, oh, how much do you charge? And I sort of thought, money? Money? Can make money out of this, so yeah.
And you've been going ever since.
It sure has, dear.
Who's this lady?
This is Lizzie.
Hello, Lizzie.
How are you?
Oh, I'm just fine.
Yeah, what's my voice, dear?
Okay, all right, yeah, all right.
Have you been taking Lizzie? I mean, you've been around the world, Austria, Switzerland. Tell
Yep.
us about those trips.
That wasn't with the puppets, that was with basically magic,
Oh,
doing
right.
street shows.
Yes.
Yep, Austria, Poland, Germany, Switzerland, Spain. Yeah.
How long were you there in Europe?
I went for 3 months for about 4 years in a row.
Wow.
And so they have festivals where they pay you a retainer, which generally covers your travel, and then say 3 or 4 nights on accommodation they pay you, and 3 meals a day.
Wow.
Yeah,
You
so-
enjoyed that?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, enjoyed it very much.
So you're performing, I thought you were saying mainly magic. Is
yeah,
it comedy
that
magic?
was all comedy magic. Yeah,
Comedy magic. And so the different nationalities, you had no problem?
No problem, no.
Oh, that's...
No, I did a lot of mime, and also over there they try to understand. Like New Zealand and Australia, if you don't speak the language, they
yes.
don't want to know.
Yes.
Whereas over there, they at least try. And also, say places like Poland, they're watching movies, and the movies have got subtitles on. And so they see the words, and then they hear the
yes.
words in their language, and they put them together, sort of thing.
Wow.
Yeah. So had no problems with language at all.
Excellent. So you were based in Australia at that time, weren't
Yep,
you?
yep,
How
yep.
long were you in Australia?
I was in there 20 years,
20 years? Gosh,
Yep.
that is a long time.
Yeah.
And you were performing all this time?
performing all the time. Yeah.
Always ventriloquism, or was it magic as well?
No, both. I was doing magic on the street, and the puppets and a bit of magic, sort of festivals and agricultural shows. Yeah, all around.
Now, your tagline is a one-man crowd.
Yeah, that's right, dear.
So how many of you are there?
I've got about 30 or 40 puppets.
Really?
Yeah. But I've only just gone back to doing shows again with the puppets. I've sort of basically be doing roving, walk around at festivals and ag shows. you know,
Right.
so, yeah.
Time to introduce me to this lovely lady, Lizzie.
Yeah. You're confused, dear, aren't you?
Lizzie, how do you find working with Steve?
Do you really want to know, do you?
Yes, I would like
You
to.
really want to know?
It's an interview show about variety artists, so
Yeah.
I'd like to know.
It's hard work, dear.
Hard work? In
Yeah.
what way?
Well, I got to keep honouring about not using his lips.
Steve, as a variety artist, are you making a living
Yep.
in New Zealand?
Yep, sort of,
How
just.
tough do you find it?
Yeah, quite tough.
Quite tough?
Probably tougher than when I was living here 20 odd years ago.
Yes. Do you use an agent, or do you do your own promotions?
No, do my own promotion
Your own
stuff.
promotions?
It is a bit hard.
Are you mainly doing family shows or adult shows?
A bit of both.
Bit of both?
Not doing kids' birthday parties.
No?
Yeah, definitely not.
All right, behave yourself.
Sorry.
All right. Yeah,
So in cabaret, you would use these characters, or would
Yep.
you use others?
yeah. These two characters, basically, because they're sort of for adults.
Yes.
He could be really quite foul.
Oh, can he? We'd like to hear that in a moment.
Would you really, dear?
Yes, we would.
Yeah, really?
Yes. Yes, Lizzie.
He thinks I'm real. He's talking to me.
Behave yourself.
Sorry.
Is it possible to...
Yeah, you want to sit me down?
Yeah, I'll sit you down.
Your voice is coming back.
Yeah, all right. Okay, come. I'll sit you down here. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, all right. Careful. Careful when you take your hand out. Oh, ouch.
Behave yourself. All right. Okay, here we go.
Now, who is this?
This is Isaiah.
Isaiah. Hello,
Hello.
Isaiah.
How are you? You all right?
Oh, I'm
Hi.
fine. How are
Yeah.
you?
Who's this?
This is Guy.
Hello, Guy.
So you have a dummy on one side and a dummy on the other side.
He just insulted you. I do the jokes, okay?
I thought you might.
Yeah, all right.
Now, how does Isaiah come into your act?
Isaiah, yeah, well, I talk, you see. I talk like this. Yeah, and I'm a baby. Yeah, and I do jokes.
Oh, tell us a joke.
A joke. Why did the chicken cross the road?
I don't know. Why did the chicken cross the road?
No, I don't know either.
All right, behave yourself.
That's stupid.
Yeah, of course it's stupid. I'm a kid. I'm a baby, okay?
And I'm talking to you.
Yeah, you are. He sure is. Yeah.
So, Steve, the future for you is ventriloquism or magic or both?
Bit of both.
Bit of both.
I'd like to get back into doing corporate shows and also trade shows,
Yes.
which I think trade shows there's not much going on here. Tauranga, as I said before, is a bit hard.
Why did you choose Tauranga?
Long story, short. I came back with my sister, who I was working with, and after 3 months they wanted to go back to Australia again. We had gigs booked, and I said I can't be bothered packing up and going back again, so I stayed here and did the gigs, and yeah, here I am, still
Once
here.
a Kiwi, always a Kiwi.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yes. So with the when you are doing the festivals, how do you get to use all of your characters? Is it walkabout?
Yeah, basically
Walkabout,
roving. Yeah,
right.
yep.
And you're still using marionettes?
Yeah, not as much. Yeah, not as much. I've still got Charlie Chaplin
Oh, right, yes.
and a couple of other, Big Bear and all that sort of jazz. One thing I find hard back in New Zealand, people don't seem to want to pay travel. You say, oh, you charge travel? Yes. Oh, no, we don't pay for it. So I'm starting to just put the travel into the fee.
Of course,
you
yes.
know,
That's
so it's
sensible.
It's a bit sort of,
Yeah, it's hard, eh?
yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, that's right. It's hard.
What have you got coming up?
Got a couple of gigs in Wellington, but that's it. So it's like,
Yeah, he's retired just about there. Yeah, just about retired.
Have you thought of the comedy festival?
no, not really.
No.
I'd like to do a comedy show, but with someone else, not necessarily on my own. I'm finding it very hard working solo back here
Yes.
and travelling solo because, you know, like for the last 8-10 years, I've been working with someone else,
Yes.
and
yes.
it's
So you were a duo working together in
with
Australia?
yeah, we were
Yes,
doing double
yeah.
stuff, yeah, and we're just starting to put together a double comedy act.
With somebody here?
No, not here. In Australia with my sister.
Oh, right.
When,
right.
yeah, so that was.
So you think you might be packing up and
So-
going back to Australia?
Don't think so. No.
No.
Well. I thought maybe come back to Auckland, but there's just a lot of competition here, I think, and
Mm-hmm.
it's
There aren't many ventriloquists in New Zealand, though.
no. There's not that many in Australia either. I don't know if John Zelando's still working.
I believe he is occasionally.
Is he? John Zilando. I know him.
Do you?
Yeah. Not really.
All right. Okay.
John's known as the eldest statesman of magic in New Zealand.
Yeah, I see. Older statesman. Bit like London.
Be quiet.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I don't think I'll be staying around. I think.
You don't think you'll be staying around?
Yeah. Did I say that?
Yes.
You forgot, didn't you? You forgot.
So you're staying in New Zealand, that's
Yes,
what
I'm
it's coming
staying in
down
New Zealand,
to, right?
yeah.
The sort of gigs that you're performing, which is your favourite?
Probably a mixture, like adults and kids, or just straight adults. Like, for instance, I've just been on a run with the Kids Day Out variety show. And I'll tell you what, variety's not dying amongst the young ones.
No?
There is 3 under probably 30 on the tour, magician, juggler and acrobat. Brilliant, just great. What blew me away was that the kids of today still know Humpty
Still
Dumpty.
know Humpty Dumpty?
Yep.
Despite the digital age.
Yeah, yeah, that blew me away a bit.
When you said he does Humpty Dumpty, you mean he dresses as Humpty Dumpty?
No, he says Humpty Dumpty, it's sort of like it's...
Oh, he says, oh, really?
Yeah, Humpty Dumpty. I didn't say it though.
Sorry, Isaiah, I got that wrong, didn't I?
Yeah, no, that's
Yes, I
all right.
did.
Like I said,
Behave yourself.
sorry.
How old are you, Isaiah?
21.
21.
Yeah. Well, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
And you're still using a dummy?
Yeah, that's right. Still using a dummy. Yeah. Sure you don't want to suck?
No, thank you.
No, yeah.
No,
I'll have
no,
it.
no.
No, you won't.
Yeah, all right, okay.
So where do you go from here, Steve?
Um, back to Tauranga. Then just, yeah, I'm not sure. Just sort of, as I said, I got a couple of gigs in Wellington.
Yes.
Beginning of next month, and then just whatever comes in.
And for our viewers that would like to contact you, how do they do that?
Yeah, well, he's on Facebook, dear.
Facebook?
Yeah,
Steve London?
yeah, that's right.
Oh, good. Thank
Steve
you,
London.
Isaiah.
Yeah, that's all right.
Well, Isaiah, I think I can see you've wet your pants, so Steve may want to put you back down on the chair and bring Lizzie back to say goodbye.
Can I sit on your knee?
No, you can sit on the chair.
Okay, all right. Oh dear, okay. Oh, okay, here we are on back.
You're back. Well, it's
Yeah.
really nice to see you, Lizzie. You know, there was a question I was going to ask Steve, but maybe I
Yeah.
could ask you. You may have more knowledge.
Yes, dear.
Steve became a magician
Yes,
and a
dear.
ventriloquist,
Yes, dear.
but did he ever think of pursuing any other career? Did he have any other opportunities?
No, not really, dear. He was forced into the printing business when he left school.
Forced?
Yeah, forced.
By
Hey.
whom?
His parents, well, his mother. Yeah.
So,
Shh, don't tell secrets.
no, going back to Steve then. So your mum wanted you to be an entertainer?
Yeah, my mum and I, well, all I wanted to do was I left school was entertain full time. So mum and my grandfather decided, no, I had to have something behind me. So I was put into the printing business.
Oh,
Did an
really?
apprenticeship, yeah. Nowadays I would have said, get lost. And
How long were you in the printing business?
I did a full apprenticeship,
Oh, you
4.5 years,
did?
4 years.
Right.
As soon as I finished that, I was banging off to Australia.
Wow.
19, and yeah, I
So
was working over there.
the glamour of show business called you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Little puppets with wet pants.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful business, isn't it?
It's a marvellous business, dear.
Lizzie,
Yes,
now this
dear.
may seem a personal question, but
Yes, dear.
when you go out
Yes.
on gigs with
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
how does the money situation work? How much do you earn out of Steve? Let's say Steve received $100. How much do you get?
What money? He does it for nothing, dear.
Babe,
So
I
you
d-
receive nothing?
Nothing, dear, no.
What
Do you-
about all those years in Australia?
I only need to say you're getting paid over there.
shh. God, thank you very much, guy.
I think
That does-
I've made a little
Yeah,
error
no,
there.
that's all right. Yeah, no. No, he feeds me, dear. He feeds me.
He feeds you.
Yeah.
What's your favourite food?
Oh, I don't know. Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Just made that up, didn't you?
Yes, I just made that up.
Been lovely having you here,
I
Lizzie.
really like you.
Well, yes, we're getting some truthful answers from you. It's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Would you like to go out tonight?
Look, yes, I'd love to take you out tonight.
Know what I'm doing tonight, do you? Don't know what you're doing.
Behave yourself.
Sorry.
Well, Lizzie, I need to thank you and Isaiah and the man in the middle, Steve. Thank you all for appearing on the program tonight. It's been wonderful having you here.
Had a great time, dear.
And I'll see you in the bar a little later on.
You're on.
Thank you. And Steve, thank you, mate.
Thanks very much, Guy. It's been
a
great
delight
being
having you.
here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's our show for tonight. Didn't we have fun? I'd like to thank my special guests, Kevin Greaves and Steve London, and to invite you back here next week, same time, same channel, for the Guy Cater Show. And remember, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Good night.